You are now tuned in to Coffee Talk on LE Radio. Yeah. Serving you up some new flavor, fresh out of ATL. Where the vibes prevail, the convos held between a scale of 1 to 10 exceeds 1,000. But do you feel me? Go ahead and get your cups ready as we pour into your mind, slow and steady. You may need a full cup for this. CoffeeTV.com. We got raw and adulterated conversations, live, provocative entertainment, new flavor in your ear for my podcast, talk show, radio. Watch us live online in the studio. Tell a friend they can come too. Never know what's in store with the whole crew. Cause we got you, yeah. Get here for the vibes. Follow us at LE Radio Live.
Hey, good evening, ATL Mixx, what's good?
Hey y'all.
How y'all
So
doing? Right. It's Friday.
miss you,
Right, I know it's been a minute, but we
girl.
back.
You been showing out since their birthday, baby. You see
Yep.
that? Y'all see Brittany looking good, baby.
That's skin,
Huh.
baby.
Huh. And we got Dawn's here too, guys. Her birthday's coming up.
Yes, cancer season is in full effect right now.
Cancer.
Please believe.
Right.
And my
Yeah,
birthday gonna follow Dawn's.
right.
Okay. So y'all, we got a good show today. We'll be talking about your boy Bill's release.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, boy, that man out shot. He got out like, hey. I was
Hi,
just like,
what up?
Some people big mad and some people little mad.
oh yes, oh yes.
Yes. And yeah, there's a lot of people feeling like a wide range of feelings, myself included. But it's interesting to see how like some people have like flip flopped on this situation. Some people are kind of like trying to cancel everybody. Like I don't know if y'all noticed that like Felicia Rashad, like right now they trying to cancel mother.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get her that she just got the dean position at Howard, and they trying to take it away from her already.
What?
Yeah, there's like some of the students are petitioning for her to step down. I'm like, dang, she just got there.
But it's crazy to me how you can't even have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's how she feel.
Hmm.
She don't have to feel like everybody else, and that's why I don't know. It's just too much. They always trying to cancel everybody.
Right, and that's definitely gonna be another show for us when we talk about cancel culture when it's gone too far, because they trying to cancel old girl right now after she tested positive for marijuana. So like,
They should not be trying to cancel. Ain't nothing wrong with a little weed. I know she's an athlete. I know, of course, she's supposed to be going through the drug test and stuff like that. She should know better, but you know,
Yeah,
everybody
but
make
it
mistakes.
is not an enhancement. You don't smoke weed to run fast.
Exactly.
It's not a steroid.
Exactly.
And
They just trying to blow it up.
And what the NBA, the WNBA, and all that, they could smoke weed.
For real?
Yeah,
yeah, they can have a certain amount or certain levels because they understand that marijuana is legal in like what 13 states now.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
it's legal in a lot of places.
She tested positive in a state that is not legal. So had she
Oh
tested
no,
positive in
it was
California,
legal. No, it was legal. She
yeah,
was
I
in.
thought it was it Oregon.
Yeah, it's legal there.
Oh,
well, what difference do it damn make? Let the girl smoke her weed if that's what's gonna keep her together. Shit, it ain't making her run no faster. I know plenty of people who smoke weed who can't even run from here to the steps. So,
Right.
I mean, for real, I be out of breath. Shit, I'm surprised she can run that fast smoking weed.
Right. She
I
need to
got
get
asthma.
for real if she doing all of that. Mm.
Dang, y'all get on my nerve. For
Right.
real.
It's
Anyway, back to the bill.
right.
So, real, what you think about this?
So I know some people are gonna be at me about this because the thing about the whole Bill Cosby situation is I can see it from both sides. Um, he was in jail and was placed in jail. He was arrested. But how they went about it is the reason why he's out. So basically, for those of you who don't know, he was released because I forgot how many years ago it was, but he had signed a deposition, and he actually went through and kind of did a confession where it was in writing, and they made a deal with him. And basically it was kind of like, as long as you tell us everything that happened, we won't prosecute you for it.
Right.
And so he did it.
Yeah, he did.
That's
He paid.
put it in the simplest terms for it in that particular deal. But because of what he put in the deal, some people are speculating, of course, allegedly, they decided to go ahead and prosecute him for some of the stuff because of the nature of what he confessed to in said statement. But because in the deal, they had said that they weren't going to, that's why his lawyers continued to fight it, and he was ultimately released because they found it, he signed this deal that they consented to. They can't go back on it. So his release was in part of essentially a mistake that was made by prosecution.
Right.
So it's not so much that he was innocent of what he did. It was more so
Exactly. That's what I was trying to explain to somebody that was going off on Facebook. I said he admitted guilt. He got out on the technicality. It's not he's that's not saying he is not guilty. He is guilty. He admitted that. That is not why he out. But unfortunately he got out on the technicality because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. But how many black men you got sitting in jail that didn't do a crime and went there because they needed to put a face on the crime?
Right. Now, where the caveat to all of this for me personally is that I'm always going to be on the side of the victim. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to victim blame anybody. However, I am a big proponent of personal responsibility and accountability. As a grown woman, and I know men and how men work, I'm not going to a man's hotel room at a certain time of night just to have a conversation about my career.
Exactly.
And not expect him to expect something out of that. That's not the world we live in. It would be nice, but that's not the world we live in. So at one point, is there personal accountability with that? Yeah, he might have done certain things, but was it really incontextual? So that's the line where I'm at, where I'm kind of like on the fence, because I want to believe the victim, of course, but at the same time, like, some of the stories and some of the information that's given doesn't necessarily add up. And I'm not the type to just blindly follow behind someone else if it don't make sense.
Right.
Exactly. And I agree, because like the one lady, if he offered you pills and he gave you pills and he did this, why would you go back a second time? Why would you continue to go back if this happened one time, but you continue to go back? And then somebody was trying to say is, I think they called it Stockholm syndrome, where the victim do something with the fall in love or get attached. I'm like, these are grown ass women.
Exactly.
Somebody do some shit to you one time and you 30, 40, common sense should tell you not to go back again, although common sense is not always so common. So
it's not.
I'm with Brittany. I'm kind of like, I'm on the line.
It's not as simple, though, because if we can take it in another sense, we've got whole women in relationships with their abuser and domestic violence. That's their keep going back. They keep getting in these situations. They're adults, but they keep choosing that, you know what I'm saying, keep going back for fear of whatever. So that's why I said I'm really on a line with it, because part of me is like, no, that's the victim. He's an abuser. He should be in jail for that, this and that. But then the other half of me is like, well, at what point do you as an adult have to take responsibility for your actions?
Absolutely.
So it's really weird to me. Like what I was talking about with Felicia Rashad, she had tweeted out, congratulations to him being let go and vindicated in a sense. And at no point in the tweet, if I remember correctly, did she say that he was innocent. She was just more so happy that he was released.
Right.
And now a lot of people are saying, I can't believe she did that. She should step down. She should do this. And, she should be for the victims. And he's an SP and all this other stuff. And I'm like, this woman probably knows him better than, if not the same or better than his wife, because of their history together. So you kind of have to take those into consideration too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot to me, like that I have to wrestle with myself to be like, okay, it's not cut and dry for me. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. This is the first time where I'm kind of like in a gray area with the situation when it comes to Bill Cosby, because like I said, half of me is like, oh no, he needs to be in there. He needs to go back, and he's all of this, and then the other half is like, well, some of these women, not all, but with some of these women, I'm like, this just seems like you're kind of hopping on the trend train. You're hopping on this train for a specific reason, be it clout, fame, or to push an agenda that's clearly out there that can't be visible. Because it wasn't the joke he was about to buy NBC or something.
Right.
And and
a lot of, he got in there too because that Me Too movement had a lot to do with him too, and he was like, I think the first one that got convicted through that movement, the Me Too movement. They was pushing that agenda like really, really hard.
Right.
And for those that's looking, I'm here, but I can't be on camera right now. Body little, so I was gonna get on camera, but I'm not on camera. But yeah, he but my question is, again, I'm riding on the fence because it seemed like any time, and I'm not racist. I'm not. Let me make that very clear, people. I am not racist. I am blacker than black or whatever. And I have dated outside my race. I've dated many white women, so I'm not a racist at all.
Go ahead, honey. With your
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm just putting that disclaimer out there that I am not racist. However, I do feel like, or I'm still trying to understand if when a person commit a crime, is it based on race? Is the punishment based on race and gender, or is it based on the crime? Because you could have a white man and a black man do the same thing, but it seems like the punishment for the black man is always harsher than that of the white man. And
Harvey Weinstein, is he even?
I was just about to say that about Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, like is he even in jail now? I was like, is he even in jail right now? And from my understanding,
he's not.
Harvey Weinstein was in action longer than Bill. Like, so
yeah, and they say they might overturn his conviction too because of the Bill Cosby.
Is he still in jail though? Ain't he a free man? I thought he got out.
Well, Harvey Weinstein, I didn't even think he went to jail. Did he actually go to jail?
Not to my knowledge, he never got arrested. Yeah, find out right quick, because to my knowledge, he never got arrested. But it just, I don't know. And then it seemed like every time, especially a white woman, and again, if you just tuning in, I'm not racist. I have dated white women. It seemed like every time they say a black man done something, the black man is automatically seen as guilty.
Yeah, that's
just my opinion.
Yeah, for us, it's always guilty until proven innocent.
They guilty. And then it's like they could come back and they could say, "Oh, I lied," and then it's like forgiven. Like Carol, what we was talking about the Emmett Till that I posted. That woman got a 14-year-old boy brutally murdered, face ripped the fuck off. I mean, just horrible. Then this hoe come back. What was it? 30 some years later. It was about 30 years later. It's about the same. Accuser came back 30 years later. He get tried and go off to jail after he had already settled it privately in a silver suit. Nobody knew. The public wasn't aware of. She comes back 30 years later. Oh, I lied. I lied. And what was her repercussions? She didn't go to trial. I don't know if the other guys was living, but nothing happened. It was just, she started writing books and shit. She started going on doing all these interviews and these appearances and shit. Like, but you didn't see, and that wasn't too long ago, but you ain't see people on Facebook or people talking about she should be in jail or this should happen or that should happen. She up here doing fucking interviews like she's some movie star. Like, bitch, you killed you got a 14-year-old black man killed.
Absolutely. Yeah, she was. I forgot who interviewed her last, but yeah, she was getting signing books and all that.
Yeah, she got a book. It's a book and everything about that hoe.
Mm. Right. I mean, that's facts though, because to all these years later to come back and apologize and want sympathy and absolve yourself of that heinous act and miscarriage of justice. No, I don't think the men who actually perpetrated it, I think they are all dead, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but then here it is. This lady come back after they had settled it and made this agreement with this man. They come back like 3 days before the statute of limitation, which is 12 years. They came back 3 years before, and then all of a sudden he get it for with Cosby. They came back 3 days before the statute of limitation. So it's like, why can y'all pull and read the agreement and find out all this beforehand? Right. And again, I'm not saying that, I'm not going against the victims. I'm not saying that it did or did not happen. I'm not saying that, you know.
I mean, it did because he confessed, so.
Right, exactly.
Like, we can't even argue that point.
I know allegedly about that.
Yeah, he did confess that part. But I'm not even going against them on saying why they wait so long, which I know a lot of people, that's normally the biggest question, why people wait 30, 40 years to come out or 20 years to come out and say something. And I don't know. Before, I used to feel like if something happened, you need to say something sooner, until a friend of mine's child, I'm not gonna say if it's male or female, a friend of mine's child was being molested by another relative, and we was all around this child, and this child said that it started roughly when they was about 11, and then it was off and on. And when that child decided to say something about it, the child was like 20. But it was on and off as far as the child could remember, from 11 until they was about 15. Within those 5 years, about 4 years, it would be off and on. And a lot of the times the child didn't want to go spend the night or go away with this particular relative, but the child wasn't saying nothing. And the parent kept sending the child to this particular person. And
you gotta listen to your kids.
You know,
I don't have any kids, but you gotta start listening to your kids.
Gotta listen to them. And the child didn't want to go. And you know, and it was sometimes when we were asked, well, why the child don't like to go over there? Like, what's going on over there? Why you don't like going over there? And because I guess the child would say, I don't know, I just don't want to go, and wasn't coming out and saying why. And yeah, the child waited until they were 20. They were 20. And I don't know, something happened. We was all looking at something on TV, and they just bust out in the middle while we was sitting there and just started talking about it. And we all was looking like, what the fuck? And we like, this is a child that was like around me, like consistently, like around me, and the other person that was doing it. And we was like, of course, they denied it. The person denied it. But when we look back at certain incidents and little things that happened and things like that, and the child had some pictures, it was like no denying it then. Yeah, the child had some pictures there. So
oh wow.
Yeah, some child porn, I guess you call it.
CP. We call it
CP. Can't say that on here because we don't want to.
Yeah, no, I can't say that. So
the
CP.
child had some PP, and but the child did wait until they were 20. And then when we say, well, why didn't you say anything? And they was like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, because I've been in a situation too when I was younger. And for me, I mean, I'm not trying to out nobody. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, everybody take their stuff, handle it different. I'm not trying to get this person now. If I see some kids around, it's going to be an issue, and I might address the person now because I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me just going to, okay, let me tell now. I'm 31 years old. This happened when I was like 10, 11, or 12 or whatever. I'm not trying to tell my family like, oh, so-and-so did this to me when I was younger. What good is it going to do now? That's just how I feel. But
Technically, it could do a lot of good because it could save any future generations from that same thing.
Well, yeah,
I
absolutely.
understand the not wanting to say anything though, because you got to understand, like, these types of things, this type of abuse is solely primarily about dominance and control.
Right.
Dominate, control, to, you know what I'm saying, to take power away from the individual that it's being perpetrated on. So, like you said, a lot of people deal with that differently. A lot of people feel helpless, especially a child. A child would feel helpless, especially if this person is considered like a, you know, a parent, somebody older, somebody of authority. So
Right.
then it comes to the point, well, if I say something, will anybody believe me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or, you know what I'm saying? If I say anything, will I get in trouble?
Exactly. And that's how I used to feel like I was gonna get in trouble.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes with it. That's why, you know what I'm saying, with victims and everything, yeah, it's very possible to hold on to something for years because, you know, you have to heal on your own time and you have to wait. Unfortunately, there's things out there like statute of limitations so that legally you can't pursue anything if you wait
Right.
too long. But um, it's entirely possible. That's why I said I would never take anything away from the victims, like the actual victims of these crimes. Where I kind of get into the gray area is, again, people who are capitalizing off of a situation.
Right.
Exactly. And then again, going back to the fact that every time a white woman, and if you just tuning in again, I'm not racist, say that a black man did something,
Food.
they go to jail. They're going down, they're taking them down.
Absolutely.
Because you had other people, like you had the group B2K, if y'all remember B2K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
B2K came out and said they were molested and everything, gave the name of the manager, everything. Then shit happened.
Nothing.
It didn't go to court. He wasn't arrested.
He
It was
said
like
wasn't true.
he said it wasn't true, and then it was all of a sudden like, oh, these are rumors, but it was no investigation. It was not looked into. It's so many of those. Even I think it was Corey Feldman, one of the Corys from the Lost World, the one that played the little brother that ended up on drugs and everything. He claimed the same thing, that he was passed around in Hollywood, but the person that he said, I think it was not a black man, it was white males that he was passed around through. Nothing happened.
Wow.
He dead now, got arrested. So I think drug addiction, I think it was a drug overdose. River Phoenix, the same thing. I think you too young to remember
No, I
River
don't
Phoenix.
know who that is.
Do you know?
I know who River Phoenix is. Yeah.
Yeah, you too young, actually. Well, y'all like the same age, but
Yeah, he's not that far, but I grew up around adults. I didn't grow up around a lot of children, so that's why I know.
but there's so many of them that and came out and they said something and nothing happened. So
People in powerful places can make things disappear, and that's what's so unfortunate when you have actual victims coming through on situations, because I mean, think about it. We can talk about this situation. We can go back to the Chris Brown and the Rihanna situation, how that was treated. We can talk about all these types of situations with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That whole thing, like, it's almost like the victim is put on trial and not the abuser in a lot of cases, unless there's like an underlying thing that's going on, which is what you have with Bill Cosby.
exactly.
Like there's like, I don't know, it's just a feeling that I have, like there's this underlying current of something that's going on specifically with him,
Right.
that they're not doing with the Jeffrey Epsteins and the, you know, Harvey Weinsteins and all the other stuff. So it's
that secret society in Hollywood.
right.
I'm not gonna say it because again, I don't want our show
Right.
to get kicked off, and I know they pick up keywords, but again, it's that secret society up there, the one that Usher decided to join.
Usher decided to
Yeah,
join.
I ain't seen him walking around here in dresses and shit, but that's another show.
Oh no, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be
That little short glittery thing, and then some other picture popped up.
When?
You ain't see the
Well,
picture I
I mean, I
posted?
must be,
I
they've been working a
posted.
lot, y'all.
Yeah, because he was down here and they had he had herpes situation and all that. He
I
got
remember
tagged.
that.
So he decided to pack up and go out to LA. And I guess he was trying to get himself to become relevant again. And you have to go through that secret society in Hollywood to be relevant.
Dang, Usher.
So,
Sure.
that's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't want that secret society coming after me.
Right. We don't want it. We don't. We don't. But so to kind of tie again Emmett Till back to Bill Cosby and the dangers, like I had said and posted on Facebook, the dangers of white tears, white women tears to be specific, because there's a pattern in history of whenever a white woman cries about something, that's when, you find these black bodies everywhere, or these black men are going to jail or missing entirely. Like, you have those women that we saw that were, crying and everything, trying to, or like that one woman that was in the park that started, they called the police and said that black man was threatening her, and he was
Karen.
the whole thing. Or
Right.
there's a TikTok trend right now where there's women on there where they are starting to cry. Like, you see them, they're coming into the frame, they're crying hysterically, and the voice in the video says, okay, and stop. And then immediately the woman completely stops crying, her face changed, she's completely done, and they start smiling. And in this trend, there's a lot of white women that are doing it, and there's a lot of black creators on TikTok calling issue with that, because it's like, this is clear evidence that you guys know how to turn this on and off, and how dangerous this is.
Is
And
this why they was not making videos for TikTok?
well, that too. So they're also not making videos because there's a lot of content stealing on TikTok as well, where you have these black creators developing these things, and then you have a really popular white creator that takes it, does it, and then they're able to, because they're popular, commodify it, make all this money off of it, and turn it into their own thing, and never pay tribute or give credit to the black creator that started it.
That's why I'm not on there.
So as a boycott, what they're doing is with Megan Thee Stallion's "Thot Shit" song, they're not creating a dance, because usually whenever there's like a popular song that comes out, more than likely it's a hip hop song, Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, whatever that comes out, there's a black creator or several creators that will like choreograph like a short dance to go with it. And that dance usually takes off and everybody does it. So what they decided to do for Megan Thee Stallion's "Thot Shit," they're not creating a dance for that. So then now you have all of these white creators trying to create these dances to it, and it looks crazy. But they're boycotting because it's like, don't steal from us,
right,
without giving us credit.
Black people are the originators of everything.
I'm really trying to figure out if this man in jail, and they going all around the question.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even think he was.
They saying he was sentenced to 23 years.
But it don't show.
But
him
it ain't
arrested.
saying that he was in jail. When
it don't show
arrested?
him. It show Bill Cosby in an orange suit. It show everybody. I've never seen a picture of him being arrested, taken from his home, in jail, any of that.
They basically don't even talk about him no more.
Nope.
Right.
The fact that I can Google Harvey Weinstein and the first picture that comes up is what Bill Cosby release means for Harvey Weinstein.
What happened? What came up?
Like, the second thing that comes up is about Bill Cosby's release. The third thing, again, Bill Cosby release. Bill Cosby release. I typed in Harvey Weinstein, and the first 4 pictures and articles that come up have to deal with Bill Cosby.
What the fuck?
Even the picture that has Harvey Weinstein in it, the caption is "Bill Cosby conviction reversal praised by Harvey Weinstein lawyers." So that's when the side of me with that, conspiracy theorists, like, that's when that part of me kicks in, because it's like, Why is it that I'm Googling one person, but a whole other person comes up the entire time?
The black man.
Every single article.
Google R. Kelly and see what come up. See if Bill Cosby come up for R. Kelly.
Hell, now I'm gonna hear R. Kelly crying on it.
Right?
Y'all killing me.
I'm fighting for my life.
I'm fighting for my life.
Oh, well, I hope that man don't never see the doors. I'm sorry, I don't eat nothing, y'all.
No, so when I Google search R. Kelly, every single article is R. Kelly in a jumpsuit.
And the
They
orange
don't have
jumpsuit.
normal pictures of R. Kelly.
bad.
Every single one of these are the
His
same R.
jail
Kelly.
pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They all his jail pictures, correct?
Yep, him in the courthouse.
I gotta go way down to see him like in a suit, but it's him basically in court in the jumpsuit.
That's fucked up.
Exactly. So here we go with the media imaging.
So
And
I
things like
I
that.
ain't gonna say it's fucked up. I'm sorry, y'all. I feel different about R. Kelly.
no, I'm not saying
Because
it's
it was
fucked up.
kids.
No, I'm not saying it was fucked up that he's in jail. I'm saying I don't know what the hell I was just saying. But I'm not saying it was fucked up that he was in jail. I was talking about it's fucked up how you Google this black man and all his shit come up. You Google Bill Cosby, all Bill Cosby shit come up. But then when you Google this white motherfucker, all the black man shit is attached to the white man shit.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucked up.
Okay.
Not R. Kelly being in jail. It's fucked up. I love R. Kelly music, but he did what he did, so he needs to be where he at.
I still love his music.
Yeah, I still love his music. Fuck with him. But he need to be where he is. You know, some people try to separate it, and some people say they don't listen to his music no more. And then at first I know they moved it, but if you go on Spotify and all of that, they put the music back out.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was ever moved. I thought it was still. I was still listening to it.
I'm moving your camera. Now, for a minute, they had said that he was banned and they weren't playing his music on all these things. But
yeah, I haven't heard it on the radio though. Not any.
Most people are not playing it. Yeah.
But who used to play it? The Quiet Storm and all that stuff. R. Kelly was in heavy rotation with George Littell, boo.
Right. Let's Littell, yes, honey. But you know, and I think I chalk it up to generational thing. Like R. Kelly was not my generation for real, so my attachment to him and his music is not the same.
Right.
So I have no desire to listen to R. Kelly music. If it comes on somewhere, if I'm out in public, I might be side-eyeing the DJ a little bit, but I have no desire to stream what he's got going on because, again, generationally, I'm not that attached to him.
Right.
Now, those people older than me who grew up during R. Kelly's prime and doing all of that is different.
Like
and I understand that because there's certain people
more relevant to Chicago than anything.
Well, it's just older than that too, definitely. But there's certain people that, you know, because of your connection with, it's hard for you to like just kind of throw them away. You just kind of want to separate them from their music. So like if I love Jill Scott. If Jill Scott was to come out today as a homophobe, but she's not, I would have a hard time reconciling. I don't know if I would stop listening to her music though.
Right. She's not a homophobe, but I did see her on one of those reality shows, and she was a bitch. She was an ass. Yes, yes.
I don't know her as a bitch either,
it was fine though because I still love her. She's still my woman in my dreams. Sometimes she's beautiful, but yeah, she was. It was L.A. Was it the Housewives of L.A.? I don't remember. Let me. Google. I don't remember what show it was, but I had to stop watching the show because if I would have kept, I was torn. If I would have kept watching the show, I would have been like, oh, I can't listen to her no more because she was a bitch.
Really?
She was so fucking nasty.
Really? See, I've never experienced her being nasty in real life or watching something. But my example was
just looking at her entire appearance.
You know, minus her, you know, out here, you know, killing babies or something. Like, as long as she's not doing nothing crazy like that, like, I can't 100% say I would stop listening to her music.
Now, honestly, for me, I have not stopped listening to R. Kelly music. However, I don't like what he did. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to still listen to it because when I was younger, I was listening to it. Okay, so Some of them are still my favorite songs. But I don't support R. Kelly at all when it comes to this whole little movement he got going on with these kids.
Right.
Definitely.
I don't respect no man.
Him with the adult women is one thing because
Right.
those women are adults.
Exactly.
They consented to living with him on his compound and exploring that side of his life. That's fine. But when you get to children,
Exactly. The dynamic changed for me. I can't. Children.
Yeah, that's where I have an issue with R. Kelly. Not so much the most recent stuff, more of when you're dealing with children.
Exactly.
But and like I said, this is the same thing with any type of abuser. It's like that when you're an entertainer and you're in the entertainment industry and you have all these people. I mean, because people say that about Michael Jackson. I don't believe that Michael Jackson did any of the stuff that they said he did. And I still listen to his music to this day, but some people will be like, oh, well, how is it that you could listen to Michael? He was this horrible person. Like, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't either. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back, people. Y'all back?
Oh, Punani Love, baby.
Brittany? Brittany. She froze. Brittany. Why is she just sitting there like that? She must be froze. Yeah, she was froze. We apologize. She'll be back in a moment because we were sitting here trying to figure out the same thing y'all was trying to figure out. Why was she just sitting there like that?
Oh, because it lost connection. I'm sitting here like, oh, that was a cute little commercial.
All right.
I know. We like Brittany, and you just sitting there smiling.
Yeah, it seems like it says, oops, seems like one of your streams is having connection issues. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Are we back?
Going over here messing up.
But yeah, I love that commercial. Yes, please, everybody go to punanilove.com. Like, the world is opening back up. California just officially open. Like, all of that stuff. I know y'all gonna be out here having sex, fucking, and all that other stuff. But be safe.
Please be safe, guys.
Your health to chance, to luck, or to chicken.
Strap it up.
Safe, and while you're being safe, go to punanilove.com. You need to show that Punani as much love as it deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Your partner needs to show that Punani as much love as it deserves. And by doing that, you gotta go to punanilove.com. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
You better support, girl. That's what I'm talking about.
A couple little toys and stuff on there. Oh man. For I don't know. This is a little sidetrack conversation since we talking about Punani Love. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. But so for those people who are in Atlanta, and I don't know if this store is anywhere else but in Atlanta, but there's a store, a sex shop or adult novelty store called Tokyo Valentino. And I had bought some things for a Punani Poets event and totally forgot about that I had signed up for their like point system. Because I spent maybe $200 buying stuff for one of our events. So for my birthday, they sent me a text message and was like, "Hey, we know it's your birthday. We're gonna give you 500 points so you can get $50 off your next purchase at Tokyo Valentino." I was like,
"Oh!"
I said, "Right at the birthday." I said, "Okay."
So what did you go get, sis?
So I got this thing, right? So I'm about to just go get real graphic, but I'm going to mind your business.
It's our show.
So as femmes, feminine identified lesbians, femmes, we love, dressing up, we love getting our nails done and all of that. But having nails, especially long ones and curvy ones on two fingers in particular, can pose a problem
Mm.
when being intimate with your partner.
Right.
So there's this new thing out that's really long, and I don't have it, or else I will pull it out to show you. But it's plastic. It's a softer plastic, and it goes over those two fingers.
Hmm.
So it's not really plastic. It's more of like a soft, like rubber, like silicone almost, but
Mm-hmm.
the shape of two fingers, and it just goes right on top of those fingers in particular. So,
Well,
ladies, because it's long enough, sister girl could have her nails done and still be able to get it in, and
shut
not
up.
have to sacrifice nail length and designing anything.
Mm.
Because it's big enough to fit around. I was like, what?
Look
And you
at
know how I
y'all.
found out about that? A stud on TikTok was showing it.
What?
Yes, there was a stud on TikTok that was showing it. I said, oh, let me go online and look. And it was there, and I bought it. So I was like,
So
okay.
let me ask you, do you got a rose?
No, I don't. But you know what? People have been telling me that I should try it, and I'm a little scared because I be seeing all these memes about roses, and I'm not trying to be out here like.
Girl, that thing almost had me at home. Didn't want to go to work, baby. I finna miss 8 hours with that thing, baby. We was,
Yeah, I was seeing
we
this
was
in
finna
my
be in that thing
head.
all day, baby. We was in it for a long haul. Then I made a mistake, girl, and ordered two. I ordered one. It was taking too long. So then I ordered another one. When I
Mhm.
went, by the time the first one came, the other one came like 2 days later. So I
Oh,
was like, oh, look at this.
look
So when
at
one
that.
go dead, I be ready, girl. I be like, oh, let me grab my other one because you charged.
Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's what I'm talking about.
Baby.
That is what I'm
Ooh.
talking about. But
Mm,
yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. We had to go on this.
I
It
know,
would be
right?
if we didn't go
It's
on
supposed
a
to be a
tangent
serious
with it.
show about Bill Cosby and
And we talk about roses
talk
and stuff.
about sex toys.
Well, all right. So you like the sixth person that's done said something to me about it. So I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and make that purchase.
Girl, thank me later. That's all I'm gonna say.
It'll change my life. Okay. All
Thank
right.
me later. Okay. Ooh. Mm, mm.
Right. So back to the subject at hand.
Yeah.
So
Let's
how do
talk about it.
you didn't really get to say too much about how you feel necessarily about Bill Cosby being released and that whole situation.
I mean, for me, him being released, I wasn't moved by it.
Mm.
I mean, I don't like how they're doing our black men. But then too, like I've always said, stop putting yourselves in these positions to where they can fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't Bill, you had the Lord on your side.
Pretty much.
He had the Lord on his side, baby, because they was finna drink. He was finna die in that jail, baby. He was
Right.
gonna die in that jail. But I still didn't see if him and his wife got divorced. Did she leave him, or because I
No,
haven't
I
seen
think
her since he been
Camilla.
out?
Yeah, I think Camilla stayed with him because
Mm.
that's one of the things they talked about was that she stayed by his side during this whole time.
Mm. I wonder how she feel about him doing all this stuff because they were married then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they've been together
No,
for a long time. But yeah, it's yeah,
I,
that was definitely God on his side, getting him out during
baby, the
that
hype
time.
out, baby, they had it. It was a lot of prayer going on for him, honey, because baby, they that's about release. I'm at work like what?
Yeah,
Wow. Mm.
a lot of people, like the title says, a lot of people are either big mad or little mad about it.
I don't care either way. It's just me personally, but
Hmm.
I don't agree with how they doing our people. But y'all gotta stop putting yourself in these positions, man. To have
I
these
on behalf of the man and the woman, because I mean,
right.
there's certain celebrities that before you even get in their house, really good, they got you signing NDAs and all that other stuff.
Exactly.
So if you're going to lead a particular lifestyle and do certain things, it will behoove you
Hello.
to cover yourself.
Thank you.
To
Yeah.
make sure that everything is consensual, everybody agrees to
Exactly.
what's going on. The moment somebody changes their mind, that's it. You need to stop, because that's another argument with people when it comes to consent and different things like that. There is such thing as implied consent, coerced consent, and different things like that. So it does kind of get tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you gotta do better to take care of yourself. If I know I like doing certain things that I could potentially get in trouble for,
Right.
make sure to cover my butt.
Hello. CYA, baby. Not
Yeah,
only at work, but at home too.
exactly.
Y'all need to get y'all shit together.
Right,
Just
especially as somebody at that level, in entertainment, you got money. There's people out here trying to. You got family members that's doing other family members in and snitching for $20. What makes you think
exactly.
somebody ain't gonna try to extort you for some money?
Exactly.
So
Y'all gotta do better, man.
right,
Y'all got to do better.
like these athletes, how they're getting caught up, like that Kobe situation, how he got caught up with that. I'm like, Kobe, man, you gotta. What was that about? Like, what I'm saying?
Oh, with
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Another situation with them same type of people.
right.
So it's like it's really mind-boggling to me that some people can really navigate through the world and society so naively to think that there aren't people that don't mean you any well
Exactly.
and that will harm you on
Mm-hmm.
both ends. Like I said, it to me as a woman, I can't sit up here and think that if I'm walking around in a particular neighborhood or a particular time of night with a certain type of clothing on, I can't I can't be so naive to think that nothing is going to happen to me. Now,
Right.
in a perfect world, yes, I should be able to walk out of my house, go down at midnight, go off MLK, walk up and down MLK with nothing on if I want to, and be
Shit.
totally fine.
And
But
think you
that is
finna go
not
back home
reality.
safe.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's not
Okay.
the reality. So
Right.
why would I put myself in that position? I'm not out here, walking up and down Fulton Industrial. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ooh, sis, don't do it to yourself.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I won't even get out of my car on Fulton Industrial
Okay.
during the day.
I'm not
So,
even
like,
stopping.
I
I'm
don't even stop. Like, I don't even get off that exit.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, no, you have
I
to
don't
be
know. I was just
careful.
telling a family. Well, I was just telling a person. What was this? Like a few days ago. Like I know someone who will actually go over people's house, like men. Go over their house, be drunk. She'll be drunk and go over their house, and then thinking at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, thinking they just want to chill. Like, no, you gonna mess around. Somebody gonna do something to you. You cannot go to these men's house thinking that they're not gonna touch you or not gonna want to do nothing with you when you coming over there at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning drunk.
Right.
What you think gonna happen? Like, you gotta stop. I was like, girl,
Right.
you gotta stop. You cannot do that. Mm-mm.
But I want to
Mm-mm.
preference all of this by saying it's not just the responsibility of the woman either. It's the
Yeah,
responsibility of the man to keep his fucking hands to himself.
that too. But
So
still,
to me,
like,
it goes twofold because a lot of the times, this is me playing devil advocate, a lot of the times we like to focus on, well, she was wearing this and she was doing this and she was doing that, and not even discussing the fact that he should have, you know what I'm saying, shouldn't have did what he did. He should have
absolutely. But
controlled
I'm saying
himself. He
sometimes
should
you
have
have to
done
take
this.
responsibility for you because you're an adult. I know
Right.
me, for me, if I'm not interested in doing nothing with you, you're not gonna call me and think I'm finna come over your house anytime after 11 o'clock to do anything unless we're friends and this is something mutual and I know that you're not looking at me like that and I'm not looking at you like that.
Mhm.
That's the only way. I'm not going over no man's house and I'm not interested in having sex with you at night at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning drunk and think
Right.
you ain't finna try me. Cause I know how men are.
But yeah, but there's also sometimes there's a level of, like I said, there is a level of naivety that unfortunately as women we have to kind of grow out of, because
Yeah.
there's
But she
situations
young,
I got
that's
friends,
why I had to tell her like you gotta
homeboys
cut that
that
out.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got friends and homeboys that I would have no problem going over his house at 11, 12 at night, because I feel comfortable and
Right.
secure with him to know that he wouldn't do anything. But at the same token, if we're going to use the logic of that, like, yeah, I might think that and I go over there, but what if his intentions are different than what I thought? So then now I'm in this situation. Because that happened to a friend of mine. All of us were a group of friends. We had a guy in the group of friends. He was really cool, had no problem, with him. He never said anything crazy or out the way or problematic. One of the girls in our friend group, she happened to be out somewhere, and he, was like, "Oh, well, you can come to my house and stay, while you sober up or whatever." And he assaulted her. And this is somebody that we all were friends with. I've stayed at his house, never by myself though, which thing, because whenever I've been to his house, it was always in a group. I don't ever remember being at his house by himself. I don't remember any of my other friends being at women being at his house by ourselves. She just happened to be there by herself. He ended up assaulting her.
Wow.
So there's situations like that happen too.
What you say now?
And
Y'all sound so good on the live app.
so that's why I always say I'm never of the mindset that it's the victim's fault with things. I do believe that there has to be accountability on both ends.
Absolutely.
Just like she should, be more aware of her surroundings and what she's doing, he should be more understanding of the fact that he doesn't own anybody and can't take things that don't belong to him. And the roles reverse too, because there are women that can perpetrate that type of abuse as well.
Right.
So, and that's something that's definitely not talked about at all, because there's been men that have been victimized as well. It's not just women that suffer these type of abuses.
And we never talk about the men who, I don't know.
That's because they don't. It's very rare that a man will actually talk about being assaulted in that type of way, because then we go back to patriarchy and how manhood and masculinity is viewed.
I know a guy, two guys that it happened to. One guy woke up and his penis was in his girl mouth. He woke up, he said he thought he was dreaming. He had went out, they was drinking, he got a little drunk or whatever. They was laying there and he, I guess, took her home or whatever, but they were friends and I guess she was liking on him or whatever. He didn't know, but he said, yeah. He said he was in the room, sleep on her futon or whatever, and they were friends or whatever, but he woke up and he was married. He was married. Yeah, she knew the wife and everything. And he said he sat down on the couch for a minute, and I don't know because I don't really drink, but he said he closed his eyes, and the next thing he know, he woke up, his penis was in her mouth. It was maybe about 45 minutes later. He said he woke up, his whole penis. And I was like,
did he finish?
I was like, well, did you stop her? And he was like, yeah. He said, I was trying to, but he was saying that she just kept going and going. And he said, and then he was like, I feel kind of bad because he said he did nut because she just kept going and going. And he was like,
that's
what are you doing?
response, bodily response though. So he can't feel bad for that.
Yeah. And so he felt bad. He told his wife.
So why he didn't stop her? Like, I mean, he's a man.
He said he was asleep. Like I have some of my a couple of my male cousins that I know get fucking wasted, and they will pass out like that. I am not finna leave them alone with some woman or not leave them unattended. It was him, her, and one of his boys, and they went over there, and I guess she was supposed to have been dating the other guy. His friend was liking on her or something. So he said that's how he ended up in her house, because his boy's like, man, we gotta make sure we get home. She get home, da da da. So he went over there with his friend. So his friend is guess in another room trying to talk to her, do whatever. He on the couch, dude's like, hold on. You know how you go somewhere with your friend, they be like, hold on, man, you know, because I did it. I went places with my friends and they be like, come over here. And I had friends go with me to some chick house. So he said he out there chilling on the futon. Dude's like, man, just give me a minute. I'm going here, holler at this girl, right? So he said they was in the room. They was in the room and then he passed out. And I guess his friend must have passed out too, because he said he was in there laid out. He was in there asleep. And then he did come in there, but the dude wasn't mad. The dude was like, oh, this was going on, da-da-da. So she end up, after doing him, end up still doing the friend. But he ended up he said he told his wife because he didn't want nothing to come back.
Of course.
So, yeah, so he ended up telling. And the same thing, I know somebody who got pregnant by a guy like that. He was inebriated, kind of unconscious, and she had sex with him. She was laying, he said he woke up, he felt it, and then he kind of didn't feel it. And he woke up and she was like on top of him, like on top of him. But this hoe was crazy because she had handcuffed him.
Oh Lord, that was stop.
She had handcuffed him. Yeah, but it happens because I was out with another male friend of mine down here in Atlanta. We was out. He was getting white boy wasted. And these two chicks kept trying to say, they was trying to tell me and Jessica that he good. Are we good? We'll make sure he get back home. And we was like, no, we not leaving him with y'all.
Right.
With y'all.
They was like, and we knew what they was on because they standing there, they licking their lips. It was just their whole body language. Your girl looking at them, top of some, oh, we got him. Y'all ain't got to worry.
He was about to have the time of his life and he wouldn't even know it.
Y'all, we'll make sure he get there. Where he stay. They probably would have got him a home, fucked them, robbed them, anything. We don't know.
Speaking of that, did y'all hear about the story with the guy came down here with $1 million worth of chains on and the girl done robbed him?
No.
No, this just happened for the fight last weekend.
Oh no, I ain't hear about that one.
Baby, this man done came down here from wherever he from. They done had a whole little date. The girl, he had on like $1 million worth of chains, y'all. And so he say it was $1 million. We don't know how much the change really was worth, but he said it was $1 million in chains that he had. And he took her back to the room, went to sleep with the girl. And of course, she done cut the shower on. He done put the chains in the safe. She done went in the safe, got the chains out the safe, and left the room.
Yeah, I know that happened to somebody else. Somebody else that came down here that happened to.
That shit was on the news.
Yeah.
Never fell asleep with them in the room. Never. Like, why would you do that?
That's fucked up.
Why would you do that? Like, why would you fall asleep with her in the room?
Exactly. Why you ain't send her home?
Right.
You should have sent her home, honey. You don't spend like no strays and go to sleep. I'm talking about he was sleep.
It's Atlanta, Georgia, honey. You can't do that.
Okay,
yeah,
baby, you will get robbed, right?
Hey, these girls rob you quicker than these men out here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You
deserve that. That was karma for whatever that was.
Yeah, he was stupid.
You don't do nothing stupid like that. You done came all the way to Atlanta, Georgia for
he done told the news girl, they had that girl pitching everything on the news, baby. You might well charge that to the game. Like
exactly. You better get your insurance. Hopefully it's $1 million. You had a policy on it.
Exactly.
Right.
Hopefully you wasn't that cheap and didn't get a policy on it.
He probably was lying. He should have insurance on it.
Exactly.
But anyway, we appreciate all those that tuned in to the ATL Mixx.
Yeah.
You could follow the ATL Mixx or follow LE Radio to listen to the ATL Mixx on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, of course, YouTube, Coffee TV, and Amazon Music. You can also download, if you haven't already, LE Radio app at the Google Play Store. If you're unable to look at us, you could just listen to us. Plug in that aux cord, I guess, the USB, or is it the aux cord in the car?
Yeah, USB, aux cord, USC, all of that.
All of that. If you or if you're at work and you're not supposed to be on there and you just want to listen, because I know sometimes you could just listen to stuff and not be on like YouTube or anything. Again, go to Google Play Store and download the app LE Radio.
Yes,
ladies.
Course.
Okay, and you can also follow me at Ashley Finesse. That's FINESE. And you can follow the show on Instagram at the ATL Mixx.
Yes. You can follow me at Lady Poetry 86 or word.play.bay. We're going to be coming out to you live. Hopefully, we'll have the coffee talk in the morning so y'all can stream us in the morning. ATL Mixx is, of course, every Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can come through, rock it out with us. Thank you so much for coming through tonight. Next Friday, I can't wait for next Friday. Y'all gonna have to wait to know what the theme is, but next Friday is gonna be on.
She got a surprise for us too. Then.
Yeah. We got a little
right.
something we cooking up next Friday. Gonna be lit. So yeah, definitely.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.